Non-Fungible Guys. This is a podcast about NFTs, cryptocurrency, and everything in between. I'm one of your hosts, Devon C. Codrington, and I'm joined today and every episode by
Ryan. What's going on, everyone?
It's like he wasn't ready for that.
I was going to say, do I throw my Twitter handle out there and be like, I'm NFG Ryan?
Okay, you can, let's do this. Let's do the plug, which we never do properly. If you're not already following us or subscribe to us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts. We're a lot of different places. Google Podcasts. All your favorite platforms, yes. We're also on Twitter at Non-Fungible Guys. One word, no underscores, no spaces. I am also on Twitter at Devon Codrington, and Ryan's also on Twitter
at NFG_Ryan.
He had to say it because I didn't know what it was.
Of course. That's how it usually goes.
Right?
Hey, at least we're finally able to get our handle out, our Twitter handle.
That's true. Follow all of those accounts and subscribe and tell your friends because more people need to know about crypto, NFTs, blockchain, DeFi, DAOs, all of it.
And we have a giveaway going right now.
Right, we do. Okay, what's the giveaway?
It's a redemption code for 3 months free of Disney Plus,
which is
going to be used by the end of the year. So, Merry Christmas, everyone.
One of our friends has entered the contest. Does he know he can't win?
I think so. I think
he literally commented that he wants to win, though. And I was like, I don't have the heart to tell him.
No, he'll listen to this at some point and be like, "Oh, sons of a bitch!"
Right? Okay. So, is there anything else? Any other announcements before we get into things?
Have you started turning the music down yet, or is it, or what?
Yeah. It's turning down. It's already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would I have to turn it up?
It's pretty low. But
you're playing the lo-fi though from Beyond Rockets, right?
No, that'll be at the end.
Oh my god! Come on, man. We pay money for it. Yeah, I do like the intro music a lot. Get you hyped and ready. It gets you going.
It does.
So anyways, what'd you get up to this week or weekend?
This week, right. I guess we recorded pretty recently. This week, I went to a crypto, why am I stumbling? I went to an NFT minting session. I say I went to it. It was online. Actually, you were in it too. By a friend of mine, Camille Stone, and Loud Guru put on a webinar or whatnot. It's a YouTube vibe. Wow. YouTube live stream. And it was about how to mint artwork on Solana. So that's kind of where my mind had been focused this week. I think I mentioned in many past episodes that I get to know Solana a bit more. I already have Sol, but from before, but I added more. And I guess I can talk more about that later. But yeah, I went to that session. It was pretty cool. I did learn some things, and I feel like I have a new friend.
Fair enough. So you were saying minting artwork. So basically it was a webinar or video or live, whatever you want to call it. It was about minting an NFT on Solana blockchain. Yeah, right?
Totally.
Not just artwork. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
I think he even showed in his video that he minted like Tim Biebs. Like he took a picture of a Tim Hortons box and minted it as an NFT. So technically, I guess he's the first Tim Biebs NFT.
Perhaps. I wonder if when you get that NFT, if he ships you the container too.
I got 3 of them, so if someone wants to buy one off me,
you should NFT it. They get an NFT, which is the photo of it, and then you keep the real one, or do you send it to them too?
Oh yeah, or that's perfect. No, I would send them the physical.
Do you just hold it in a vault at your home, being like, "Don't worry, you actually own this, but I'll hold on to it for you"?
No, I would give them both. I'll mint it, and then I'll give you the physical item as well. So not only you can display that beautiful artwork that I take of a box, a donut box, you could also display it with the box.
That's true.
Crumbs and all.
I like a certificate of authentication.
Exactly.
One of one.
So for me this week, I didn't really do too much. It was just kind of, I took it easy. I did end up buying some Sol.
Nice.
I sold mine to the devil way long ago, so I just bought some of it back. But it's dumb dad joke. Anyways, I bought some Solana. I started up. I did the whole process of getting I think what's the wallet I just got? Solflare.
Right.
Solflare is the wallet. So I went with that one because it was non-custodial and I got to keep my keys, my
Right.
security keys. So go back and listen to that episode of crypto scams and non-custodial
You mean private
wallets.
keys?
Yes,
Seed phrase?
private keys, seed phrase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Send them to me. I will keep them safe for you.
That's a joke for anyone listening. You don't ever send your seed phrase, even though we know it's a joke. We have to say that.
I know. I was about to say not financial advice, and do not send me anything.
Right. Don't send your seed phrase.
No, never.
Nothing we say is financial advice ever.
Ever.
Not anything. Nothing. Nothing we say.
So I bought some Sol. I did mint a couple NFTs actually. If I had my pool PM up, I would be able to. Didn't even think about this. So I minted Gnomies and Cryptokeens did a collab together, and they did and they did. I think it's my profile picture actually. It's like what would you say it is?
I don't remember right now. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, come on, Devon.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, these little guys. Yeah.
It's got the Christmas like evergreen background with the mountains and the sky, and then he's got a beard.
I meant to talk to you about this actually. I want our artwork to change a little bit. I want it to look like this. Yeah,
definitely. We gotta hit up 45 Jeff at 45 Jeff. He's the guy that took over for Gnomies after the, I don't know, what would you say, soft rug pull? Because at least they looked for someone to.
Yeah.
So he's been doing a lot of things. He's got a lot of things in the pipeline for Gnomies. This one was the collab with the Cryptokeens community. And I don't know, I really wanted to they had this kind of the same background, but they had like Northern Lights. They had a fireplace, like in a cabin kind of thing. And some of them had backgrounds that were actually animated, like pixelated animation, which I was trying to gun for, but I only ended up getting the one anyways.
It looks cool.
There was that one. And then actually Cardano Trees, they were the ones where it was like on-chain living trees. They just released add-ons for their trees, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, they said in their Discord that I'm going to have to remint my tree with different coding, like software coding, just to make it, what's the word I'm looking for, compatible with the add-ons they just sold.
Is that it's a different contract? Is that why?
Yeah, but they said the contract, like nothing's going to change in the sense of I'll still have the minting date. I guess it was not going to change anything other than it's going to re-mint it and just give you the new coding in the source so that you can use the add-ons. So it's like one of the add-ons was the sun and the moon.
Okay, cool.
Another one was like flowers and different rarity levels of that. And then another one was fireworks. So to add it onto my tree, it's like the sun and depending on the coordinates of the tree, the sun and the moon it'll be one or the other, setting or rising, and it'll be in the background. Yeah. And then the fireworks will go off for New Year's. And then the flower, I can't remember exactly what, but maybe it's just a flower at the bottom of the tree or something. I can't remember.
And that's because this project was the one that like your NFT is actually a real tree out there in the wild, right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they planted a whole whack of trees on Charles Hoskinson's property.
Property? Oh, cool.
Yeah, they had like a whole plot. What would you say? What's a tree? Whole section? Forest? They planted a forest?
Plot. I don't know. Plot.
I don't know. Whatever.
They planted a bunch of trees and then it became a forest.
There you go.
What was I going to say? I forgot.
I don't know. You need to get your energy up, though.
Sorry about that.
I need you to be a little spunk. Come on. Where is it?
I don't know. It's the tryptophan from the turkey sandwiches I've been eating.
Oh, well, then that's your own fault. You can't be eating turkey sandwiches and then like, hey, let's go do a podcast.
And we got like smoked turkey too. We were doing like multiple turkeys. Okay, don't worry about it. It's coming.
Bring it back.
Darn it. Well, now I forgot what I was going to say. What's the floor of the turkey? What's the floor of the trees? I remember
Cardano Trees. I think it used to be like 300 Cardano. Right. I think it's gone down to 100.
That's what I was wondering, because I know that project was pretty hot, so I kind of wanted to see what the longevity of it. I haven't checked into it. Pretty much any NFT project that I don't get into that you're into, that I'm like, darn it. I'm just like, it's dead to me. but I was wondering kind of what it looked like, because that was a really cool project just because of the tree planting aspect of it.
Well, the fact that it like the tree grows as the year goes on, it's like blooms and all that stuff. It's to me, it's well, it is living artwork. It's just on the blockchain and it's digital. And now, actually, this week, to actually coincide kind of with that, is the Nano frame. We haven't talked about that yet. I've been kind of keeping an eye, and I wanted to buy one. I just didn't have enough cash flow, and I didn't have enough Cardano, because Nano Frame actually was accepting Cardano for purchasing their frames. It's digital frames that connect to your Cardano wallet so that you can display your Cardano NFTs.
This is like your dream, right? This is like what you were
exactly
what, this a million times. You're like, someone needs to make this. So how did you find this?
So I think Cardano Trees was promoting them or did a collaboration with them or something. Cool. So I've been just keeping an eye on it, but I think you can go from like 10-inch screen to like 45-inch screen.
What?
Yeah,
that's cool.
They do some super big screens. So, and again, you can actually, they're accepting, they just had their pre-sale, I believe. I'm just trying to look it up real quick. But yeah, we'll
drop that link in the show notes for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's awesome. And the fact that, like I said, the fact that you can use Cardano to pay for it is, I mean, it's where we're heading, right?
Yeah, of course.
So we will mint during the following windows. December 23rd, they have an open mint to everybody. So what's that, today, right?
Today's the 23rd, yep.
Yeah, 6 p.m. UTC. So I'm guessing their window is open right now.
Mm.
And yeah, that goes from 10-inch to 40-inch, something like that. Anyways.
That's cool. I actually like that. So that's going to cycle through whatever's in your wallet.
Yeah, so you could set it up to cycle through all your Cardano NFTs. So you could have it on the wall, just setting. You got your tree's on there for whatever, 40 minutes. Now you can throw your add-on, so like the sun changes while you're looking at it.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, you throw your unwoken algorithms on there, your refresh, all that stuff. Like all these projects too are doing like Christmas theme. Like Refresh just dropped the Christmas themed refresh with like obviously the green, the reds, Christmas colors. But
okay, what else did you get up to? I guess one thing, did you see that story about what happened in Meta's beta test of their world?
Yeah, we had a friend. I didn't get to read the whole article, but yes, I did see it. It was about the woman that claimed.
Well,
groping?
I mean,
was it groping?
Yeah, obviously the articles aren't going to go and talk about that, as they shouldn't, right? Like something like this, it's someone's experience, and we're not ones to talk about the nature of what happened, but essentially in their virtual public space, Meta being Facebook's metaverse.
Yeah, it was like a beta tester or something.
Yeah, it's a beta test. So what gets me is it's like everyone that's in there is part of the team, right? Because that's how else would you have gotten in there? I mean, either way, like they're in there testing and whatnot, and apparently one of the beta testers says that she was groped, and there were other people there that were like, "This is hilarious." But I guess they were in there, testing out the interaction features.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I think it's the first virtual sexual harassment incidents. And I don't really, what's interesting is that like a lot of people are like reporting on it, but there's no statement or no even speculation around the implications of such and what it really means. Like, where does this lie? Does this lie in the category of you have an online profile and someone's like harassing you with comments? Is it the same way you do that as which that can be deemed as like harassment? Like,
right. It's like cyberbullying, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. But then
interesting.
And I mean, I don't want to seem, so it's like, I don't even know what the avatars look like. I assume if it's the crotch area on the avatar, then you're like, well, this is the crotch area.
Like, was he grabbing the butt? Or I assume it was a guy.
I assume it was a guy, but we don't know anything, right? Yeah. And I think the only reason we can assume it's like humanoid style avatars is because it's Meta's public, and they're
yeah, it could have been two bears, could have been alien characters,
other stuff. It could have been anything. Like like it could have been those weird skirt things in the Cardano summit. Like, so either way, we're speculating on some weird stuff here, but it just makes me wonder, wow, what does this mean for policy and governance? And everyone's going to have like a code of conduct policy.
They're definitely going to need it. But I think in the article it was saying, the one that I read anyways, was saying something about people having the ability to turn on like a personal bubble.
Yeah.
Which so that like a person can't come up and, I guess, grope your avatar.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it goes in the same faction of I want to tiptoe around here because I don't want to like offend anybody or get like in trouble. But it's like the same kind of concept as when I'm playing Call of Duty and people like kill you five times in a row, and you're like, oh, I hate this guy or girl or whoever, and they come up and they start teabagging your dead body.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Right?
Yeah. Like, what's the difference there?
Like, is that sexual harassment? Because it's like they're teabagging.
Yeah.
You. Yeah. I'm not going to explain what teabagging is, but.
Right. No, and that's a great point, actually. It's like, because of the people that are in that game, it's expected. Like, when you think about it, there's so many things that go on that shouldn't happen. Mm-hmm. Governance is like really difficult. And what do? You ban that user and then like you persecute them by their IP address. Like, what do you know, it's really, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to deal with it. And also that personal bubble that you put on, it's not just that safe zone. It thwarts all interaction. So if you walked around the metaverse or the space with that, you actually
you can't interact.
You can't engage with the metaverse in the way that it's intended to be, regardless of what metaverse that you're in. Because that bubble means that no one can talk to you. You can't talk to them. You can't interact in any way, shape, or form. So you're essentially seen, but you might as well be an NPC.
Interesting.
It's so weird.
It's going to be an interesting topic to kind of keep an eye on over the next course of,
ethics of the metaverse. I'm sure it's being, I think just a quick search, which I guess we haven't done, will bring up like, groups, nonprofits, organizations or whatnot that are going for ethics in the metaverse. I know that there are definitely groups that are going for racial, unbiased in code and whatnot. So, this is all under that purview. So when we do think about it, everything in the metaverse, in the virtual spaces that we're going to inhabit, whatever we have here going on, you might as well just assume that those problems are going to happen there.
It's just the same as people trying to hack you. I'm sure there's people trying to figure out, okay, if I'm in the metaverse, how can I hack into someone's information from their avatar or whatever, right? Like, there's always going to be nefarious acts and people trying to do whatever they can to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. So I don't know, but there's definitely talks about ethics, and we'll have to see what happens. But policing this is tough. I guess the only thing is, okay, how would you be able to be murdered in the metaverse? Right?
I guess it's like, I always go back to like Ready Player One. Every
I knew you were going to mention that.
Well, it's like,
which I was reading yesterday.
Well, that's Ready Player 2. I haven't brought that up in a while because I assume.
Oh yeah, you assume what?
They haven't read it. Maybe listen, because you will come on this podcast and you would be like, I finally finished it and I know exactly what you want to talk about. That's how I know you haven't finished it.
All right. When I do finish that book, which I'm looking at right now, I'm just gonna be like, oh, I finished that weeks ago. Forgot to tell you.
Yeah, and just make it so like
nonchalant. Won't even be excited about it. I'd be like, this thing. I figure you probably want to talk about this. If you want.
I guess it was a cool concept.
When that's going to be March 2022.
Whatever. So what I was going to say was like the murder aspect is in that movie or book. It's like different planets. You're safe. Like everywhere where there's educational or universities or work, or you can't be murdered, but you go to special planets where you battle and you're doing quests, you get killed, you lose everything.
Right.
So we could get to a spot where people are like, they find a way to hack the system and it's like, oh, I've created this unsafe zone within the safe zone and lure people into there and kill them and take everything.
Did they do that right there one?
No, I'm just making that up in my head.
That is yeah, because that's the difference. Because willingly going into those the unsafe planets, right?
Yeah,
is one thing, but then that's the aspect. Yeah, that
right.
Makes
like
sense.
What's stopping people from that, or criminals that want to capitalize on people? Say it's like they're doing quests and they want to capitalize on people. I mean, I'm sure all this is being talked about and worked into the I guess
ethics conversations.
Yeah. But it's like people could hide in quests, and as soon as a new player enters and they're like, oh, this person's got a lot, like people pay money to have stuff, and then
people just will camp
them and kill them and take their stuff just based on the fact, not even play the mission, just kill the person, take their stuff and go.
Which is a form of it, which I think that's why what you just mentioned is like a really big part of it, because if you know you're going to enter the quest zone or whatever, you know that there's the capability that you're going to die and lose all your progress. But if they create that space outside of what's expected, then that level of deception is really akin to like luring someone. And good point.
And that comes from like gaming too. There's so many times where I've been playing games and there's people that just walk around looking for glitches within the system where it's like there's a seam that they could of a glitch where they can hide and they're invisible to players in Call of Duty, but they can kill everyone, but they can't get shot.
But they can't. Right. Yeah.
So
something's going to happen. Physics in that area. Yeah.
Exactly. So
speaking of gaming, I think it was World of Warcraft, which is, I think they were saying Vitalik played World of Warcraft, like, and he was like, got to like the highest level or something. And then, I don't know, I guess the producers of the game were just like, we're going to change something. And then he lost a ton of his assets and everything. And he got so pissed and he was like, I did all this stuff and it's really in the hands of the gaming company. And he was just like, screw this. And he started going down rabbit holes on the internet and blah, blah, blah. And then he made Ethereum.
Really?
Yeah, that's why he did it. I feel like every week I'm finding out more and more. Like we were having our conversation. I don't even think we should get into it because I think we want to drop that on a later episode dedicated to it. The conversation we had about Ethereum Classic the other day, right?
Yes.
I'm always having
which
all these.
No one even knows about. I didn't know about.
That's huge, but like, why would they? Anyways, we can't talk about it without talking about it. So,
well, it's true, but it's like
that's why Ethereum was made because.
But here's the thing: we all
gaming.
That's hilarious, but we also talk about like do your own research. And for example, I was looking into Ethereum just so we could kind of do a standalone episode on Ethereum, and I didn't even realize we all say Ethereum. Ethereum is the blockchain.
Yeah.
Ether is the coin, but everyone says Ethereum as the coin. Like it's kind of, I was like, oh shit. Yeah. Ether's the coin. Everyone says ETH. Yeah. I always thought ETH was short form for Ethereum, not Ether.
I guess so, but still.
It's still all short formed of each other, but like, it's just funny that everyone says Ethereum, but in reality, the coin is Ether.
How many other things do we say like that? There's so many, like, people will use cryptocurrency, they'll use blockchain, they'll use tokens, they'll use NFTs, they'll use all of those terms wrong. And they're not all interchangeable at all.
But we all know what they're talking about. Maybe not like the average Joe, but like people in the space know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think. I'm like, I bet you if I listen back at some of our previous episodes, we'll probably cringe at some of the things that we've said about, how we kind of term things. Anyways. Yes. Okay. So what else do we have?
It's up to you. We could go. I mean, we got a few things. I can rant about Vivi, or we could go talk about the big news over the week was Adidas mint.
Let's talk about that. I mean, I like what happens to them.
To Adidas?
Yeah.
So what? Okay, well, explain what happened.
Well, the whole details of so. They partnered with Bored Ape Yacht Club or Mutant 8 Yacht Club holders, and they, had their Twitter or their Instagram. They're like, we're going to be minting digital collectibles, and you can see the apes wearing Adidas gear and whatnot, which is cool. And of course, they're minting these exclusive avatars and whatnot. But their whole mint it's not. I wasn't really concerned about the product per se, but it was
Yeah.
more so about what happened with the mint. Because when I was on Twitter, I just saw a bunch of people being like, "Minted, spent my money, nothing happened." So essentially, what was happening was that Mutant 8 Yacht Club holders couldn't mint. They would send the money or whatnot, but nothing would happen. So the minting process was completely broken for like hours, and nothing was happening. So there was announcements from Mutant 8 Yacht Club or Bored 8 Yacht Club, and they were kind of just like, we were in talks, and they basically had to shut down minting and then they restart it up later.
They paused the minting, but apparently, from what I was reading too, them pausing that minting helped a lot of people that either forgot or like it let everyone kind of catch up and get back onto the train. So it was good that they paused it. And at the end of it, all the mutant apes ended up getting, well, they didn't, if they minted it, they got their stuff. Like it ended up working out in favor. But what was cool about the whole project was that Adidas came out with the NFTs, but it's also a pass or pass to allow you to buy physical merch. Like only people that have those NFTs are able to buy the merch, the real life.
Yeah. So there's that level of exclusivity. So what do you think about? So okay, here's the reason I like that happened. I like that happened because it's Adidas, huge global brand, a lot of clout, and like we don't have to explain how big it is, right? Adidas,
everyone knows it.
We get it. But they messed up, like big time. Like you should have seen the comments. It was ridiculous because people have no chill, right? Like it doesn't work for a split second, and they're like, "Down with you forever, Nike forever." Like it was nuts. But what I like about it is that it just shows that like everyone is NFT just recently surpassed cryptocurrency as there's more traffic, more search requests for NFT over cryptocurrencies and blockchain. But like everyone is in it talking about it. But it's an example of how we're still so new. We're still so new to the game that one of the biggest companies that you expect has everything planning and great engineering and development team behind it. They've been working on this since 2019, and they botched the launch completely, and of course upset tons of people. So like you don't really see e-commerce launches go wrong like that. You know what I mean?
It's going to happen. It's it's good to see. I like it because
I think so too.
It's like everyone in the NFT community is like, we're such a tight knit community. And now these big corporations are coming in, but now they're falling over themselves too to try and get into
humbling
space.
It's humbling. Yeah.
So to go on that concept, did you see the other thing that happened with the Adidas drop? Because it was the sale was capped.
So convincingly. I'm like,
maybe
I did. Go ahead, maybe.
The sale for the NFTs was capped at a max of 2 items per person, and it sold out in less than like a second. Right, the Adidas stuff, it sold out like quick. So there was one person that, because they know how to do contracts and smart contracts and read them and do custom smart contracts, they were able to purchase 330 in a single transaction. In a custom, they were using a custom smart contract. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about this at all. How would they have done that?
So the context was, so at Montana_Wong was the Twitter handle that I'm stealing. Yeah. Montana Wong. They did a whole quick thread on how they did it. So Adidas partners with Bored Ape, G Money NFT, Punk's Comic to release their first NFT. Due to the hype and demand, they limited the NFT sale to 2 per person. The custom smart contract was deployed a few hours before minting. When executed, what it does is generate 165 sub-smart contracts that would each individually mint 2 NFTs from the Adidas smart contract and then transfer them to the owner's main ETH address. So since each sub-smart contract has a unique address, the creator was able to avoid the 2-item limit imposed by the sale. After sending the NFTs to the creator's main address, the child smart contract would self-destruct.
Gotcha. Okay.
What was the cost of packing all these operations into one transaction? They paid 27.3 ETH, 104,000 in gas fees to process this on top of 66 ETH, 252,000 to pay for the items. So all in all, they're looking at what? $356,000. But this means that they need the price of the NFT to raise from 0.2 ETH to 0.28 to break even. Whoa. And at the time of writing this tweet, the price floor has skyrocketed to 0.8 ETH, netting them a theoretical profit of 600,000. So they doubled their money. And they provided the full transaction on Etherscan. So again, like you were saying, these big e-commerce companies and big companies that want to jump into this space and think we're going to capitalize and make all this money, didn't know about subcontracts or someone in the.
Well, you know what? Like the minute you said the smart contract was released early, I was just like, what? Like I was like, immediately they could exploit that. It gives them time.
Well, the custom smart contract was deployed a few hours, so they must have knew the address because they have to. If you watch Etherscan, that's how you learn everything.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say it wouldn't be hard to figure that out.
No, they knew the smart contract that Adidas was running through that mint, and then they created a custom smart contract.
So for someone listening, Etherscan is basically how you can look at all the block activity, all the activity on the Ethereum blockchain, the underlying transactions blocks that are formed when anything happens. So you can look, and because the blockchain is immutable and it's open, everyone's address, my address is on there, except it's just going to be, a string of like 30 characters and numbers and letters and whatnot.
Yep.
But over time, if you keep on looking back, you can say, I don't know who this person is, but I can see that this person made a transaction here and here and here and here and here. And it's pretty easy to tell some of the players because Etherscan will be like, well, this address is doing this or that. And, it's anonymous, but you can see based on the activity and make a likelihood of who it may be. So I guess this is actually, so when I see stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
This exploit, right? This consideration, that's kind of like the gift and curse of blockchain. Like it's out there. Like I'll go on Etherscan, there's a screenshot and they're like, holy crap, this person just made child addresses out of the parent so that it just kept on feeding it. And they're on the other side, Adidas' side, they're like, have you sent more than one piece of merch to this address? And they're more than two. And they're like, nope. I sent two, and then I sent two to another and another and another, but then they're all derivatives of the top.
Yep.
Okay. This is just like, this is not related to blockchain or crypto, but if you have a Gmail address and your address is like ryanm@gmail.com, if you go Ryan M +, and then type anything you want and then the @ that will work and it'll go to your inbox.
Oh, okay.
So what I do is like, let's say Ryan was like, hey, Devon, I'm making a newsletter and I really want you to sign up because I need followers. And I'm like, screw this. I already talked to this guy and I don't want to. I'm just going to delete it when I get it. What I could do is say, sign up with an email address. Like my email address is devoncodrington@gmail.com. So I could be like Devon Codrington + Ryan's newsletter @gmail.com. And that email will work. And it'll come to my email. Everything, if you put a + and then some text, everything after the +, including the +, gets thrown away. But email at Gmail will still route it to the base email address. It's like
interesting.
So you can do that. And then when I get the emails from you, like it'll actually say from Ryan to Devon Codrington + Ryan's newsletter. And I can just, that's what you do if you want to filter your emails and you can search for things.
Okay.
And that's a good way you can tell if you're being scammed, like who's selling your information.
Yeah.
If you gave this email address to one company and then you see someone else using it, you're like, I never gave it to this company because you probably named it. So it's like a subdomain kind of thing. But this is that's when they say child, like parent and child relationships exist throughout the computing world.
Not just
not just crypto, but this is wild. I didn't even know.
Well, that's the thing. We've been joking about doing the whole we need to learn how to read smart contracts or create a smart contract, and there you go. These Adidas got. Yeah, got. Well, remember when we looked the other couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I
forget what we were doing. We were doing something. We had bought something. I was like, let's check out the smart contract.
Yeah.
And it was there. It wasn't like 300 pages of code. It was like 40 lines of code or something. I was just like, oh shoot. But I still didn't know what it meant. So I'll have to but yeah. I'm going to brush up on my knowledge. That was nice. Good.
I mean, they still ended up spending, like, think about it. They spent what? 27 ETH plus 66 ETH. So they ended up spending over $300,000. Like, they obviously had the money or the ETH, they're early adopters, or who knows? It could have been a team.
Yeah.
Like a bank. It's like a bank heist, but like
it really is
a clever bank heist that they didn't do anything illegal.
So now, how are they going to disseminate that? You know what? Whatever. So, but like you can see the address. So then all the assets will just get dispersed quietly through the blockchain.
Well, here's the thing. That was the thing. All the child addresses sent it to the main account and then self-destructed.
Nice. So the main account's just holding everything, and all the child addresses are gone.
Yeah, so you can't track it because you would see it got minted by that child account, and then it just self-destruct. Like that's the thing I don't understand.
You just have to look and see the main address that would have all the assets. But what's their plan from there? There are ways where you can. We've talked about this offline for Bitcoin, specifically when I was talking about that, where you can move things on Bitcoin or on the Bitcoin blockchain without it showing up on the blockchain. There's ways that you can anonymize your transactions, anonymize the wallet.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm assuming this person had the capability to execute a bunch of child smart contracts. They can probably figure that part out.
I believe so. So I mean, I was hoping I had one. I had it. I got a good one on you.
That is great. That's awesome.
I was I want to talk about Adidas, and I just stumbled across that. I was like, oh, this is great. Let's go.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. That was great. Great. What is going? I feel like we have a long list of shit we want to talk about, so let's keep on moving through. Let's talk about something that's near and dear to our hearts, unless you want to talk about something else.
My heart, you mean? I thought you fell out of love with it. You talking VV, or are we going to talk about something else?
Yeah.
VV? So I found over the weekend, which I know people have been screaming about bots for a while on VV. I'm
pissed.
I was like, I can't really believe, I just couldn't think of how you could do a bot. So it seems, yes, people are true. I even shared, I think there's even a Twitter. Twitter.
There's a Twitter about it.
Yeah. VV. I don't even think I should say it says official VV bot is the Twitter handle. No. But they literally shared videos of them at 6 phones, 20 phones where they're running. So I guess what it is because Apple has such a high security kind of crap on their phone. Android is a little more free for all. And I guess what happens is they get a bunch of Android phones. They have a bot script, that runs on the phone. And basically, if anyone has done a VV drop, you wait till the buy now button shows up and you can hit it. Or there's just like a little bit of a tip where you can kind of like spam the button. And by spamming, I just mean constantly pushing the button and clearing the warning at the same time. So I guess these bot people, we'll call them, they figured out a way to have the script spam the buy button before the drop so that they could run it on 20 phones. So even if 10 of them hit, 8 of them hit, 20 of them hit, they're basically doing that over the course of however many people they sell the program to or whatever. And it's just like, so now you're fighting against bots that are like spamming the button. So as soon as it hits 0, there's already 100 phones that have already clicked buy now before you even get the chance to, or thousands of phones, right?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the user base went from like half a million people to like over 1 million users in the course of a couple months, and now so it's like a 30,000 comic drop. There's probably 75,000 people trying for it.
Yeah, and what pisses me off is so there's this video that they posted a couple days ago, and it's like, don't worry, yet again we got the amazing drop results.
Yeah,
and it's like here's what pisses me off. Here are some live results sent in from one of our happy customers.
That's what I
Meaning
mean. Like you're fighting
they
against.
are. Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, if I'm like, screw it, Ryan's doing a great job and I want to get more collectibles, I can contact them and pay them, and they will get it to me and then send it to my wallet. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
If you have a spare Android phone lying around, you just create a dummy account. There's even a picture shared on VV. I don't know if I screenshotted it. I can post it, but it was for the James Bond. Valdo suitcase. That was a drop over last week. I think they came out with. It was like the last collectible for the James Bond movie collection. And someone posted a screenshot of, it was at about $72 when the screenshot was taken. It was like 8 or 10 names in a row that was all like 0YX6574, like just random like bot names basically.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And there was like 8 or 10 of them in a row where it's like they have zero collectibles except for the one that they're selling. So it's obviously bots that someone creates a dummy account. And so now we're getting into the point of like, I'm almost all for CAPTCHA now, because you can have a bot run like a spamming of a button. And then if there's no CAPTCHA, then it goes right to the buy now. And all you have to do is sit where all your phones are. And anytime you have 2 minutes, anytime you see buy now, you just click buy, and then your bot has worked. Well, if you throw CAPTCHA up there.
Well, one of the videos on this channel, it shows they got stopped by the CAPTCHA, but the point of the video that they were showing was that we are going to guarantee to get to the buy page, because it was one of the videos they posted a couple of days ago, and it was to show how like they hit the countdown. So it was like the countdown's going. It's like 1 second before 0, and that button's just being like cycled through. And the minute it hits 0, they're in. And then it hits the CAPTCHA page, and that's where the video stops, which I like. So CAPTCHA, definitely, I can send that to you.
Yeah.
So CAPTCHA stops them, but it doesn't mean that first button they still get through.
Oh, I think I'm watching it now. So
yeah. So,
is it for the Steamboat Willie drop? Oh no, it wasn't.
Actually, but either way, same concept. So
makes me so mad.
Think about this.
It bugs me because this is what ruins drops and ruins NFTs for like, this is what happened on Wax, the Wax blockchain. It ruined it for me. Bots.
So here's the thing. It could happen anywhere. Right. Even though VV is the company and like they're totally closed off in this app because of their rights, they're minting on.
It's all app based too. There's no
web.
Yeah,
it's all app based, no web. But sure, they're going to be minting on Immutable, and they're going to open it up so you can actually trade on OpenSea or wherever they say they're going to do it. But still, this kind of spamming of a drop is possible anywhere. Look what the person did, the bad actor did with Adidas.
Yeah. They're going to be everywhere. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, because this is so closed off, and because of the frequency of the drops, it just makes the incentive higher and reduces the capability for everyone else here. Like all the other projects we're in, like, Gnomies and some of these other things, they're not dropping every 4 days. You know what I mean?
No.
So like if the drop gets screwed up by something, like, who knows? They can just stop the mint or pause it. We've seen that happen.
Yeah, but this happens on Ethereum and people lose out on gas fees. I don't know how they work it with bots on Ethereum, but people lose a lot of money on gas fees because of failed transactions, because shit sells out like in a second.
Yeah, but is that a bot selling out, or is that just?
It could just be everything. It could be anything. Again, I don't know if bots are frequent on Ethereum. I assume they are, because the whole bot script and like spamming lobbies and all this kind of stuff, it was prevalent in sneakerhead drops, like sneaker. You know how they do this? That's where it became popular, because people it would open 1,000 web pages, and all those pages are in a queue, and one of them's bound to hit, right? Or all of them are.
So my point isn't that this, like, my point is that this can happen anywhere across any of the blockchains. It really can.
Yeah.
But VV my point is VV, and the way that they're set up, creates more incentive. The frequency of the drops,
Yes.
the fact that it's completely app-based, happening just like this, like I guess I have to say, well, how would it change? How could they do better if they open this? I think they need to open this market up. Like they need to.
I don't think so. I think they just need to add CAPTCHA so that, okay, fine. I mean, it's still going to get you, the bot will still work to get you the CAPTCHA, but if you're running, I don't know. I guess it'll still get you the CAPTCHA, and then all you got to do is fill that out. Like if you're just running one phone and it's like you still 100%.
CAPTCHA will slow them down.
It just will prevent someone from having 30 phones running at once because you only get like your 2 minutes. If you get the item, you have 2 minutes to complete the transaction. So if you got 30 phones and CAPTCHA on all of them, you're not going to be able to hit all of them.
No, it's true. But I also think that Vivi and their app ecosystem and the whole only being on OMI and sure it's on Immutable or whatever they minted it to. I don't know. I just feel like this is like centralized decentralization. Like this is totally centralized, you know? Mm-hmm. This blockchain, like sure, this is on the blockchain. What is it? XDAI? I forget what you said it was. And sure that they are NFTs, but this is completely centralized. Like there's no getting in there.
Oh, speaking, I just got an email from them. United States Post Office dropping Saint Nick digital postage stamps.
Not surprised.
Tomorrow at 3.
Also, more on centralized decentralization. Did you hear about the Jack Dorsey tweet where he was just like, "You don't own Web3"?
No, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, it was. I should probably pull up the actual tweet. Basically, it's been around. Okay, so Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, he just stepped down recently this year.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you know that. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying
Here's his tweet: "You don't own Web3. The VCs and their LPs do. It will never escape their incentives. It is ultimately a centralized. Oh shoot! Well, why did I hit the different tab? Like, why would I do that at a time like this? Sweet. It's ultimately a centralized entity with a different label. Know what you're getting into." Yeah. So
interesting. So he's basically saying like we can think it's decentralized all we want, but it's not really.
Yeah. Well,
we're still going to get owned.
Yeah. Well, because VC venture capital and LPs are limited partners. So limited partners are the ones that are pouring the money into the VCs, and we know this. They'll fund projects and whatnot. At the end of the day, a lot of these big projects and companies, they're funded by venture capital, right? So the incentives of VC and their LPs is what's going to determine how they do things. I don't know who's behind Vivi or whatnot, but we'll just use that as an example because that's what we were just talking about.
Right.
So, the VC behind Vivi could be like, well, Vivi staff could be like, well, listen, we have this issue with bots. We could change it by throwing CAPTCHAs in. We could also open up the marketplace, allow reselling and blah, blah, blah. And, the VC could be like, well, if you do that, it slows down purchases. Yeah. It'll slow down sellout times, which, if sellout times are longer, the value of them is not as high as quickly. You'll have a less spike and the longer tail. And we don't want that. We want them selling. And if we open up to OpenSea or elsewhere, then we lose that resaleability because we're not making the royalty on every transaction after that. So then, the VV people are like, well, this would be better for the people. And then the VC investors behind them are like, yeah, screw that. We want a good return on our investment. Don't make that change. And then, you know what I mean? So it's that kind of ownership. Because if you have a company and a venture capitalist has been like, hey, we're going to fund you and you're on, the onus is for you to deliver every quarter on what you.
I was going to say it's all about the quarters and showing
hit those targets because the VC needs a return, and the VC doesn't want typical returns; they want unicorn-sized returns, right? Yeah. So that is where Web3 and the applications, the dApps, decentralized applications, are going to be limited and handcuffed to VC, and VCs are the same ones that exist now. So the leaders of Web 2 will be the leaders of Web 3. Don't get it twisted. We won't own the web per se. I think what we can own is the blockchains that are out there, but the applications built on top of them that we do everything with. You know,
still
will still be that way.
Interesting.
Right?
That's
the big stir up.
You made me sad now, Devon.
I know. As I'm talking.
All right, it was nice doing a crypto podcast with you. I guess now it's over.
Yeah, we want to turn into something else. Let's talk about collectibles. We'll collect matchstick cars. Matchbox cars.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
I'm sure there's got to be a hobbyist podcast out there that's all about like old school toys and 100% that exists. I mean, look at playing cards. Like breaking open boxes of cards is like a massive market right now.
And they just have a box and they're just opening them. They're like, yeah, I got.
Have you not seen it?
I have.
I was gonna say it's like literally like you buy the box of like NHL 2021 and you buy a slot and then you get whatever slot you get. They randomize all 30 teams and then whatever cards they open up that involve your team, you get to keep. So if you get like a super rare card in one of the packs that they open, it's say you have Toronto, that's your card. Like you get to own it, and you get to sit there and watch some two hands open everything live stream. It's wild, man. It's funny. I'm not into it.
That's like live NFT.
It's 100% what it is. But to give BVV a little credit, they've been dropping some amazing. They've got so much going on. Like they've got the Groot Christmas figure tomorrow. They had Steamboat Willie. I hope I don't have to explain that to you.
No, it's good.
Okay. Or Steamboat Mickey. What the heck? I said it and then I'm like, that doesn't sound right. What is it? Is it Steamboat Willie?
It is. It's Mickey Mouse with the wheel spinning.
Steamboat Willie. Yeah.
So Steamboat Willie though, right?
I'm pissed at myself. I totally forgot the drop yesterday. And it was going for $60. There was only 3 of them: common, uncommon, and ultra rare. I remembered at 10 after 3 and it was at 3:00 and I was like, oh no. I waited for the marketplace to open. I'm like, oh, I wonder what the common's going for. It was up to $600.
60?
60 to 600. It's gone down now. It's still, but I mean, it's still up. Like, let me look right now. As of recording, it's $350. So I missed out on it, but Coca-Cola dropped some snow globes for Christmas.
Yeah, I did see that.
I snagged so my wife got a common, which was like the polar bear and a snow globe, you know, the Coca-Cola bear drinking. They're all snow globes. And then I missed it on the drop and I waited for the buyback at the 4-minute mark. So basically what happens with VB is everything gets bought. Say you don't have gems in your account or you get CAPTCHA and you screw it up. Well, after 4 minutes, after the timers run out, it goes back to the public. I was able to snag at 11:04. It was 11 a.m. Yeah, 11:04. I snagged the secret rare. I was so hyped. So I ended up just because I had some gems there. I ended up buying the whole collection because my wife's obsessed. She loves Coca-Cola. So hey, you're on
your way to becoming a VV whale, like actually, like a mini whale. You know what? You're a VV dolphin.
I'll take a dolphin. I'll take it. I'm happy with it because VV's my bag. I've been holding up. I've got every comic that's dropped, and since Spider-Man dropped in August, I've got a lot of the drops, except for like the ultra exclusive rare stuff. But I got a piece of a lot of it, so I'm hoping, you know what? I know they redid their pre-minting. They reminted everything on Immutable X, so it's all. Right. It's just now migrating over there at some point. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but anyways, let's get off VV. Move on to something else.
No problem. It's all good. That was a good throwback because there was that episode where we didn't mention VV at all. And VV is a huge, huge thing. So there are a lot of people.
For me, I mean, I love it. It's just like all this, what's the word? All the licenses and stuff that they have.
Yeah.
Like the United States Post Office is dropping NFT stamps on their platform. Like no one talks about that. Like it's the government.
We do, Ryan.
I know it's the U.S. government though. Like it's not like
that's going in the title.
There you go.
U.S. Mail Postal Service drops on BB. NFG
there you
on
go.
BB. And Ryan's going to get it.
I'm going to try for it tomorrow. I got that.
You'll be successful. You won't forget. You've only forgotten like one drop.
To be honest, I thought the bots were killing me like 2 weeks ago. I couldn't hit anything. And then like this last week or week and a half, I hit like I couldn't believe my luck. I'm like hitting comics.
Maybe VV has done something about it.
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, the bots drive me nuts, but whatever. Moving on.
All right. So
what do you want to talk about?
More random stuff. Radioshack.
Yes, I see that in our kind of our notes that we share.
So Radioshack has launched as Radioshack is back. You can buy from Radioshack apparently in many different parts of the world, online only. So they relaunched their brand as selling like electronics online only, and they're going to be bringing that to North America in an online fashion for us to be able to buy stuff. But before that, or maybe more importantly, what they want us to know is that Radioshack is getting into DeFi, and they want to be DeFi for the older generation.
Good luck with that.
you know how I said that and like just let it chill, and I was like, "What's that?"
Like, listen, when it comes to like the NFT space and this whole space we're in, we are the old men. You think you're gonna get like a 60-year-old man like Radioshack? Back in my day, I used to walk into one. Now Best Buy exists.
Did you know how old Radioshack is? They were formed in 1921.
Oh, good for them. Like,
this guy's like mad. He's like, "Fuck them! I don't give a shit." Okay, so there's like a fair amount of documents. I wouldn't call it a white paper, but they're basically their tokens.
White paper.
I wouldn't even.
What's their tokenomics? Go ahead, hit me with it.
They don't have it all outlined, but their token's going to be called the Radio. And it's Radio DeFi. Like they're going to mint a whole bunch of them. So first of all the documents talk about why Radioshack first. Like a lot. There's a fair amount of that under their fundamentals tab. And it talks about them. It's because what we don't know in North America is that Radioshack is a recognized brand globally that hasn't really lost the clout that it has here in the States. Like it's one of the most recognized brands in the world.
Radioshack,
apparently. Yeah, because they've been everywhere. They've been around since 1921, and they've been all over the world. Yeah, so they're thinking that what crypto doesn't have is a reputable company that resonates with the older generation that people can trust. So Radioshack, you can trust. So they're going in the DeFi space.
I quit. Thanks, Radioshack. You just
they have a competitor advantage because they're gonna make their radio token, and some of the co-founders of the Radioshack are working on pretty hardcore projects. But basically, they're gonna have a DEX. And
you know what this is like? You know what? Stop talking. You know what this is like? This is like my grandma showing up in clothing my 15-year-old wears. It's like, "What's up, kids? How's it going?"
All right.
What's hip and new with you guys? She's doing TikTok videos and stuff.
Like by the skate park with their hat backwards and like saggy jeans.
Yeah.
And they're trying to look cool. And we're like, that's not what it's about right now.
Is it happy guys?
Do you guys still rock Fubu and Fat Farm? Echo?
So bad.
Which you can get some really nice Echo stuff at Walmart.
What?
You can get really nice
Echo at Walmart? Yeah, I saw it the other day.
It's pretty crazy.
I still rock them. I'm still rocking Echo. It is.
Anyways.
Okay, Boomer. So what's going on with the
Radioshack is going to they're gonna do a lot. They're gonna basically have some sort of thing where you buy a product, hold it, stake it, sell it, whatever. There's gonna be universal value coin with their radio coin. And who knows? I'll send you we'll post the link. You guys can look into it. As I was reading it, I couldn't get over the fact that it was Radioshack, but they're taking themselves seriously.
Clearly, I can't get over it. I won't let you talk about it.
I know.
It's so funny to me.
They're going to have a gas-free protocol. So their tokenomics includes 50% of the tokens being burnt. Oh, no. They know what's up.
You know what? Hey, power to them. We'll touch base on this again, but
I signed up to be informed on all their milestones. So
Glad it was your spam email.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Devon Codrington + Radioshack. This bullshit.
What a callback!
Great callback. Good job. Stand-up comedy is finest. So who knows? If whenever I get information, whatever the token goes at, I'm gonna buy it.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Let me make that a note of that. Devon buys Radioshack.
Devon buys Radioshack. Yeah.
Because you could probably own the whole thing for like whatever your crypto wallet's at right now.
So play to earn game that have you ever heard of? Everyone's like, hey, and it's My Neighbor Alice.
My Neighbor Alice?
Because I was looking at stuff because on TikTok. Oh wait, we're on TikTok. If you're made it this far into the episode, follow us on TikTok at Non-Fungible Guys Podcast. I believe, maybe. Darn it, I should probably have the handle before I say what it is. We'll get back to that. But on TikTok, it is so ridiculous because
My Neighbor Alice? Is it a playoff like the Brady Bunch?
I don't know, but it's a world like Axie Infinity, like not fighting. It's like Farmville, like a city. Like you can have land and you can yield crops and sell things and own animals and have your animals work. I don't know if the pigs make bacon or whatever, sell eggs and stuff like that. You can. It's like those little things or those little games that you'd see on like Apple Arcade or whatever, where you build like a community and stuff. Yeah. But the whole time you're earning tokens. So the only reason I mentioned it is because I've been looking for something for my sister
to get.
Yeah, but I know I can't do it. I'm not gonna have some little farm. I just don't have the time for that. I won't dedicate the time to, farming and whatever. But my sister, she plays some of these Facebook games and like she's been playing this one game where she's logged in every day for the past 139 games. And she showed me her world and she's like got a zoo. She's like, look, this is the Coast Guard. And she's showing me all this stuff. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, how are you playing all this game and you could be earning crypto? And I'm like, so I started looking. I found my neighbor Alice, and it's a play to earn game, and apparently it's pretty huge. And that's my plug. I'll let you guys know what happens. But yeah, huge in-game economy. It's a sandbox kind of thing, and yeah, check it out.
Fun stuff.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. You should play. You'll be able to.
I don't have time, man.
I know, but you're better than me at that consistency of drilling. That's why you're the VV Dolphin right now. So
I guess. Keep. What's the next thing? I'm trying to send you something to set up something else.
The next thing related to well, you mentioned this way back, and you'll probably want to talk about this, but since you're doing something else, too bad.
No.
Is our crypto website live? I don't know. But the question I ask you is, if you wanted to go to our crypto domain, nonfungibleguys.nft, how would you view that? We talked in the previous episode.
Well, let's see. Week, I'm going to open up Google Chrome right now.
It's not going to bring up anything that's not regular website stuff.
Look at that.
It's going to bring up Twitter. It's going to bring up where we are.
You're right.
Where the podcast is, right?
So,
but here's the thing.
How do you view it?
Well, remember we talked about Brave. You need to be able to like browse with like a browser extension or use like Brave browser.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Opera browser? They've been around for a long time.
Like the singing like opera?
Yeah. I guess you haven't.
No, I haven't.
So Opera browser, they've been around for a while, but they have paired with Solana and they are trying to make themselves the Web3 browser. Because right now, like we mentioned this, if you do want to go up to a crypto domain, like we talked about this a little bit in the previous episodes of like domain name service. How do you get routed to something? Like what would you type? www.nonfungibleguys.crypto or .nft? No, because it's not work, so yeah. Well, it's not the World Wide Web.
Right.
On the blockchain. So, you need a server to route you, but you also need a browser that can access the blockchain. So
I would go
Brave
to
browser has been the browser that can do that. But Opera, which is a browser that when Chrome first came out, Opera was like just as good as Chrome. And Opera's still pretty good. Like there's Mozilla and whatnot. It's a really good browser for some other stuff.
Oh, but, it's like, okay, so I'd have to download it to my computer. So it's like kind of getting...
it reminds me of...
Or it's like you said, Google Chrome or whatever.
It's a web browser. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's like Mozilla, like Chrome, like whatever. but they have a built-in wallet in their browser, first of all, and they're also partnering with Solana, and they're also going to allow you to browse to crypto domains. So if you have a web crypto domain, Opera is probably going to be one of the first, most reputable places to be able to browse the regular web and the new web. And Opera is a browser I trust. I've been using Opera. Well, I don't use it now, but I did use it back in like 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, and they partnered with Solana, which is something that I've been looking into. And I bought Sol this week, so I have more than one Sol. Yay!
Oh, that's awesome. I bought some Sol too, which we talked about at the beginning.
Nice.
But I just we've talked about Solana enough that I want to jump into the NFT space in there. I've heard nothing but bad things there, but I still want to, for the sake of, research, and you gotta, I can't talk about it and not be involved in the space in a sense.
Yeah, I agree. And I've said that I was going to dive into a couple and I just couldn't. So I have a short list.
No, I don't have anything. No, I just, before we started recording, I downloaded the wallet, I bought some Sol, and then I haven't really delved into. I don't even think I have enough to really buy anything. So, the one project that I like, which looks really cool, is RogueSharks. They remind me, it's that 3D animation style, or like the crypto bull thing or whatever they're called. Yeah, what we were talking about last. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they look.
I'm gonna
really
look it
cool
up right now.
I like it, but and it looks like that one. I think their team is anonymous, but they have a team.
It's a bunch of anons.
Yeah, pretty much. But it looks good.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
I feel like they have I can't remember, a roadmap or something. Another project which is not backed by a bunch of anons, which actually has some people that have done something.
Yeah,
is MadTrooper, and they're on Solana and they're getting some traction. MadTrooper kind of has this like alien hunter vibe thing to it. It looks cool. Like they're like a bunch of like, I don't know, predator kind of things.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
And then the last one to look up, and this one's pure jokes, but it actually looks kind of good. Lit Jesus.
Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Lit Jesus.
Look at the artwork for Lit Jesus. Hilarious.
One word or 2 words?
2 words.
Lit. All right, let's look this up. And what's the site that you like? The Solana art?
SolSea. Just like OpenSea. It's the same thing. It's like we've been looking and seeing that. So the reason so many Solana NFT projects look like Ethereum NFT projects is because the gas fees are becoming a real hindrance to people actually buying and getting access. So developers 100%. And individuals are getting pissed and they're saying, screw this. We could go to Solana where gas fees are 0.00000 0.25 of a cent. Gas fees are negligible, so much so you don't even see them. And you can now mint the exact same project or a copycat of it. And they kind of dub it as like an homage to the NFT project on Ethereum. So that's where we had like Soul Punks, right? And like when we saw that, we were like, "This is for real? It's Crypto Punks, except they're on Solana, and they're exactly the same. Of course, they're not priced as high, but you're like, this is ridiculous." And what someone's done is just literally copied the imagery and rebuilt it on Solana on there. But like, why are they doing that? Because of gas fees, and Solana is gunning for Ethereum right now. So layer 2 Ethereum probably doesn't have. Ethereum has the market. Everyone goes there. But layer 2 is going to take its sweet time. Solana is here and it's charging ahead fast. It's got the infrastructure and the setup to not have gas fees and be scalable and really, really fast.
Yeah.
So, and that's because Solana can run smart contracts in parallel. Now, you're running a smart contract, you're doing a transaction, there's a bunch of people verifying it with proof of work, or in Ethereum 2, layer 2, that's proof of stake. And they need to be verified one at a time. And that block speed is what we're trying to improve to make the network faster. So Solana can run contracts in parallel, meaning more than like in parallel at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. Like,
yeah. So if you're mining Solana, if you're keeping the network going by having, your graphic card based mining computer running in your basement, like you can every graphic card can be running its own its own block verification. So that's why Solana can be so much faster and really scale. So sure, the NFT projects for now might look a little bit like they're copycats, which they are, a lot of them. I think that if developers go to Solana, which it seems like they're doing, and they stay there and they actually build stuff on Solana, then the blockchain becomes more popular because they're building applications that people want to use. And if people are there, then the NFTs will become more valuable. So
I did see, it's funny, I did have one of my NFTs that I hold is gone. I went to look up, I was going through my Discord DMs.
What do you mean?
I was going through my Discord DMs and I was like, user deleted. I was like, what is this? And then I went through the convo and I was like, oh, this was like the person running this project. It was ADA miners.
Right. We talked about that way back.
We did.
In one of the episodes, we actually said, this is when we should call back. You actually mentioned, I didn't want to say it. And I was like, there's one project that just looks like shit. And I was like, I don't want to say it. And you're like, it's ADA miners. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we called it. So they just rug pulled hard, eh?
I don't know if it was a rug pull or I just went on there and I was like, oh, the DM's gone. So I went to go look for the Discord. No Discord. Went on Twitter. No Twitter. I was like, oh, they just
disappeared.
Gone. So now I hold all that crap and it's worth nothing.
Actually, nothing. It exists on the blockchain, so you still have the picture. But
so I'm still going to have the NFT, but I have them up for sale for like the lowest amount I could sell it for. Just trying to salvage something, but
what do you right now with that project being completely gone? All you actually have is actually just a JPEG. All the arguments against crypto where they're like, it's just a JPEG. You're like, no, it's not. It means something.
There's utility. I can mine and do all that. Yeah.
Now that's it's literally just a JPEG. What do you have it listed for?
8 ADA. and that's the lowest that CNFT will let me list it at.
ADA dropped a lot. What is it at right now? Is it like
it was at $1.75 earlier today, Canadian $1.75.
Okay. Well,
I'm trying to salvage something. I don't think I spent that much money on it. It might have been like 10 or 12 ADAs. It is what it is. So let's recap. We've got TikTok. What's our handle?
Oh, right. I'm supposed to look that up, right?
Okay. So we're on our Twitter at non-fungible guys. Give us a follow. You can hit us up at any of wherever you would listen to podcasts, Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google, any of those you can find us at. Please give us a like and please comment. Let us know how you feel. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll have to read it no matter what. So I don't know. What else you want to talk about? What's our TikTok?
Our TikTok handle is Non-Fungible Guys Podcast.
Okay, perfect. Your Twitter handle? Oh, I can't even say Twitter handle.
You said twiddle like numbers of times, so stop twiddling your thumbs. All right. At Devon Compington, at Non-Fungible Guys, at NFG_Ryan. Follow us on TikTok at Non-Fungible Guys Podcast. And that's the episode for this week.
Hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for listening. Wait, are we out?
Yeah.
I know that Beyond Rocket's playing.
It is.
Don't worry. Be playing that Beyond Rockets.
Yeah, it's playing.
We're paid good money for that music.
Let's
shout out to Butler. Shout out to who else has been listening a lot lately? Paps. We got Boy Scout, Little Boy Scout. Shout out to everyone.
Shout out to Camille, and shout out to Toto Nachos.
Toto Nachos. I like that.
Yeah. So that's it.
All right. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Shit. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Like Happy Festivus. Happy whatever day if you don't celebrate. Everything.
All right. Later, everyone.
One love.